Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Chaos Child, and we are just continuing where we left off. We're in the, whatever the hell is happening down here, in the down here, and it is, woohoo! Some motherfucking cray-cray is what it is. Anyway, so, we're down here at the basement of the hospital, the sub-basement, whatever, with the crazy carriage lady and the whatever, and we're just going through the door and dun dun dun. Stop it. You have been an asshole all day. I'm sick of listening to you. You stop it. Had enough of the peanut gallery today. You have been doing this since 8 o'clock in the morning. Talk nice. We all gasped as we entered the room. An entire wall of the room was lined with monitors. They were probably set up to observe something, but every one of them was off, so there was no way to tell what. But it was hard to believe that someone would set up something like this in a normal hospital. Hold on. You stop it. Stop it. You behave. I don't want to hear it. You stop. I will put you in the other room. I am sick of listening to you scream. You know better. I know you know better. The other day, he was so fucking good. It was amazing. It was like, you're good, so you scream a little. Okay. But today, he's just done nothing but this all fucking day. It's so obnoxious. Like, I don't... Days like yesterday, I'm like, see, I actually like you. You're being cute, and this is nice. And days like today, I'm like, I hate you. I hate you so much. Oh my god. It's like, I know you want someone to talk to you, but look, I can't talk to you right now, and you scream like this when I'm at work, and good god. Fucking ass. But it was hard to believe that someone would set up something like this in a normal hospital. Hey. Yeah? Kunosada turned toward Ito and gave him an order in a flat, emotionless voice. You can at least stand guard, right? Listen for any sounds outside the door. Let me know if anyone comes. Roger. Kunosada nodded, looking around the room, and then headed straight for a computer. She took a look at the wiring behind it, and then flipped the power switch. The machine started to make a low noise. It works? You can tell by looking at it, right? But is it okay to just boot it up like that? Why? Because if it's connected to the net, they might know you turned it on. Don't worry, I've confirmed that it's a standalone system. Standalone? A computer that is isolated from any other computers or networks. Before the broad introduction of modems and the internet, almost all home PCs were standalone. But now, standalone machines are almost never seen except in special cases where you want to hide shit. Oh, that explained it. If that was true, at least we wouldn't have to worry about someone seeing it from the outside. Did you think that any idea you could come up with I wouldn't have come up with already? Don't insult me like that. She was as obnoxious as ever. And that's why we're falling in love with her. Well, we like the people that abuse us. Neither of us know the first thing about you, though, so can you really blame us? It was something that neither Ito nor I could say. Hey, stop being Kazuki here. The OS on the computer booted up. I looked at the screen and saw Kunosada was entering some kind of password. The password was accepted and the screen filled with several folders. This seems sus as fuck. How'd you know the password? It was 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. She opened them up and began carefully checking the contents of each one. Unfortunately, many of the files were written in English and we had no idea what they said. Kunosada, however, was reading through each one and nodding. This whole folder's got a password on it, which means this is where... She seemed to be trying to unlock the password at incredible speed. Hacking, all you have to do is smash the keyboard a lot and then you magically... I'm in! Type furiously. Hey. What? Oh, that's Ito. What? You ever see her at school? No, why? She was at school wearing her uniform, so she's probably a student. But I guess you've never seen her either, huh? Are you serious? Ito seemed more shocked than I expected. You don't see her uniform? You're kidding, right? You're telling me I missed a pretty girl like this? Not only was she attractive, she seemed incredibly smart, and she had an arrogant attitude that made her nothing like the other students. If she'd been coming to school, she would have stood out in both a good and bad way. But Ito didn't know her? What are you looking at? Sarek asked the question that both Ito and I had been too afraid to ask. Oh, I thought she was asking us, like, what are you looking at? Her. I was sure she'd be told to shut up, but what they're doing here at this facility? She answered Sarika's question much more easily than I expected. Maybe she's into chicks. Because boys are stupid. Then maybe I could ask something too. Does this facility have something to do with the hospital? I told you to shut up. Damn it! Why was I getting treated so differently? Because you're a dude. Was it because Sarika was a girl? Exactly. Was she one of, those types? No, she just hates boys, but don't tell me she normally dressed and acted like a boy. I would explain why Ito didn't know her. Kunosato ignored me and typed in a series of commands, then opened what looked like a top-secret file. I wouldn't ask her that, because she'd probably punch you. And that's it. She smiled for the first time that I'd seen and clicked on a file. And then something appeared on the screen. Oh. That looks like two weird chicken-faced ladies playing patty cake. In weird black robes with black gloves on. Was it some kind of drawing? It's a Vorschach. It was a strange picture drawn in ink and paint, right? Is that how you say it? I don't know anyway. What is this? A scribble? No, I'd seen it somewhere before. I was like, we mentioned it before in the game, but I'd seen it somewhere before, and I was like, trying to think, like, yeah, what were we looking at? It was, all right, we were doing a personality compatibility test in a fucking magazine. That's what we saw it before. It wasn't like, for a split second, I was like, Taco saw, and we were doing something to do with the case, and they brought these up. No, it was in fucking Cool Cat Press. Okay, wow. That's right, a Vorschach test. I remembered reading about them in an issue of Cool Cat Press. Please don't fucking admit that, though. You may look stupid, but I guess you do have some bare minimum of knowledge. I wasn't sure if that was a compliment or an insult. A little bit of both. A Rorschach test? Some kind of personality test, right? That's right. You look at a meaningless drawing made from ink stains, and what you see reveals things about your personality and how you think. More precisely, you use ink splashed on a folded paper to create a symmetrical picture. Just like Kunosato said, the pictures on the screen were almost perfectly symmetrical. It's like two little old ladies who kind of have chicken heads. They kind of have like chicken beaky things, and they're kind of like chicken-headed old ladies playing patty cake or something. Like in black robes, and they have red stockings. Yeah, you can't really see their legs, because those are like weird chicken wing things. I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it looks like. Sideways, it could kind of be a bunny rabbit. But I don't know what the red part is. But you can almost see like a weird stunted-headed bunny rabbit. That's sideways. Anyway, I don't know what that says about me. I'm an old lady who likes to play games. That makes sense, actually. But there's doubts as to whether the Rorschach test actually functions as a psychoanalytical tool. Kunosato was studying the screen intently. Which means this is a psych ward like the one upstairs? If that was the case, I can imagine what these monitors were there for. They were to look at each of the patient's rooms. That would mean that this was a medical facility that treated illnesses. At least that's what I wanted it to mean. Because the thing that Sarika and I had seen as children, that strange atmosphere that we'd sensed, and that voice, which I could still hear in my ears, that fucking obnoxious bird! Shut up! God, you're such a douche. Save me! We abandoned her and ran away from this place. God, I hate him so much sometimes. Today is one of those days. So if that wasn't some kind of torture chamber, and this place was actually curing her, Sarika and I would be free of the guilt that had been with us for so long. But my hopes... No. This place isn't anything like that. We're quickly dashed by Kunisada's answer. Oh my god, okay, I gotta put him in the other room. I can't handle him right now. I swear to fucking God. It's only, I don't know what it is. Like, there have been days where you've actually been good, and okay, we don't have to tell you, like, but this is all he's done today. And I just want to choke him. And I hate that, because then I'm playing games and I'm like, I want to fucking kill him. I hate him so much, I want to kill him. I would never fucking do that. But he just pisses me off so much that it's like, get in your cage and go sit in the other fucking room because I don't want to listen to you. Because all he does is scream like that. And then, like, a couple of days ago, the last couple of days, seriously? He screamed a little bit. No, we don't scream like that. And then you just talk to him, and then he's fine, and he's chirping, and he's happy, and he's actually being good, but well-behaved and cute. And you're like, I feel really bad for the days that I said I wanted to choke you to death. Like, or I'm going to open the door and let you fly away, or I hate you. Feel guilty for those because you're actually cute, and you can you're not the nicest, and you're kind of an asshole still, but, you're kind of cute, and it's okay. You're not, I don't hate you. And then he does this, and I'm like, no, we're back to I hate you. Like, I don't hate him. I just hate when he's like this, and it drives me crazy. Because, like, Neelix listens, and he does not scream and shriek, and sometimes he shrieks, but he's playing. And that bird just sits there and does that. He's been doing it for, like, 10 hours. It's, like, all he's done all day long. And it's like, I'm trying to talk on the phone because I have work called, and I don't need you screaming and just fucking stop. I don't know what your problem is. Like, I don't know what his fucking problem is. Like, oh my god, he's been doing it since 8 o'clock this morning. Like, I'm gonna fucking choke him. And I hate to say that, because I know people are like, oh my god, you're so mean, you're like, whatever. I'm not. He doesn't get 24/7 attention. That's what he wants. He wants you to pay attention to him, but it's like, I can't just stand by your cage. And he won't, like, Neelix will come up and at least step up on your finger. This bird won't. And Neelix will come over to you and sit with you. This bird won't. So it's like, you just want me to stand there in front of your cage and look at you. I don't have time to do that, asshole. What do you want from me? If you want attention, come over. Like, because he'll come over when I'm sitting on the couch and it's like, I try to talk to you and then you scream and fly away. And it's like, oh my god, you want attention, but you won't come and get it. You won't let me touch you. So I can't, like, pick you up and talk to you. You just want me to stand by your cage or sit there and stare at you for all day. And I don't have time for that. Like, holy shit. Like, or he's screaming because he wants Neelix to play with him, and Neelix is like, I'm trying to fucking nap over here. Like, leave me alone. Like, and I'm like, do I get you another parakeet so that maybe you shut the fuck up and somebody pays attention to you? Because Neelix doesn't want to play with you 24/7. I don't. You're like the most annoying fucking toddler. Like, God. You've heard aside from the one other part in this, where, like, he's fine. He's fine most of the time. He just has these days where it's like, oh my god, shut up. Today's one of those days. So he's in the other room, so he can just not scream at me. He's probably screaming at Neelix, but whatever. Like, I can't handle it, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry that he keeps doing this and, like, triggering me to be like, putting you in the other room. The window's open. It's, like, not a nice day, so it doesn't matter, but there's still more sun in that room than there is out here anyway, so. He can just be in his cage by himself for a little while and not scream. I don't know. Anyway, we're quickly dashed by Kunisada's answer. She opened another folder. It was filled with reports written in Japanese this time. Clinical trials involving intermittent pulses to the senses, electrical pulse signals to the lobes and their effect on the phenomenon. Just as I thought, they're doing clinical trials from a brain science perspective. Welcome to the Dollhouse. If you haven't watched that show, it's good. It's really old, but it's good. I enjoy it. I've watched it several times. Anyway. A brain science perspective? Clinical trials? I don't know why that just gave me those vibes. It's because I've been rewatching it anyway. Shut up. No talking. But I think there might be a girl I know here. What? I lied. I didn't know who she was. But if I didn't lie, it didn't feel like she was going to tell me anything. Just as I expected, when she turned around, I saw the first faint glimmers of interest in me on Kunisada's face. I gave her a brief description of what I witnessed here so long ago. Kunisada bit her lip. Her expression was different than before. But then she forced herself to look back at the computer. Yeah, that was definitely a human experiment. A human Experiment? No, that meant... Save me? And that meant she was... See what I mean? Like, okay, hold on. Do you see? Okay, it's got to be a mirror. Do you see, like, behind her, there's feet? Oh, yeah, because behind that guy, there's the back of his head. Okay, so it's just a mirror. It's just, it goes by so fast sometimes when you're clicking through, I don't realize because I see that other guy over there, and then I'm like, wait, is it just blurring? Or no, there's just a mirror behind her. Okay, never mind. So anyway, ooh. Then that meant she was... That horrible vision started to eat away at me again. In the simplest terms, they were experimenting by screwing around with the human brain. Screwing around with the human brain? But you can't... I told you, this place isn't anything like what you thought it was. Kunisada was trying to keep her face as expressionless as possible. And then the second she opened up another file, she gasped a little. I could see the words on the screen as well. Wait a second. What is this? She was completely focused on reading the report, so she didn't notice that I was looking over her shoulder as well. Clinical trials on supersensory perception, a practical approach to generation of special event fluctuations. What were event fluctuations? Kunisada clicked the mouse to move to the next page. I read along with her. Wait, I'm not done. Pathogenesis via visual stimulation, accuracy rating 9, 25%. Because it can't be 9.25%. Unless it's... But there's a gap between the point and the 2.5, so that's why I was like... 9.25%. Manifestation via induced dopamine emission in the central limbic system. Wow, I was doing so good reading these words. I was like, wow, I'm really impressed with myself. And then I said cerebral instead of central. You know, totally different words, but you know. Damage and removal of the hypothalamic area. No pathogenesis seen. Pathogenesis? Anyway, seen. Thought tracing, remote viewing, influence on events via amplified delusions. Influence on events via amplified delusions. I'm just saying that sounds like us. Hypothalamic area. No pathogenesis, whichever one, how you say it. Thought tracing. Remote viewing. Remote viewing is like what what's his name could do, sort of. Well, Watabe, we were like, he has psychic photography, but he could remote view. But then how is he getting the pictures? I don't know. But anyway, the influence on events via amplified delusion sounds very much like us because we do that. We have delusions, and then the delusions basically in this game are our choices. You know what I mean? And they will somehow, I think, I don't know, but I feel like they're supposed to affect the outcome and the paths and whatnot. You know what I mean? And I'm wondering, we've tried to go back and forth, but I probably have chosen more negative. But I wonder if there are times like when we're having a delusion, like when we had the delusion around, what's her fucking name? Kurusu? Right? And we were like, oh my god, she's dead. And then all of a sudden she's like, hey, are you okay? And we're like, and you know, you could tell because it was red around the screen. And we're like, we're clearly having a little bit of a delusion or like whatever, right? And he even said it. And it was negative, right? And then the one here where he kind of flipped out and we thought that like freaking Kunisada was going to eat our face and everything. Even though that didn't have, it started out with like the little delusion flash. And then you think it's just a flashback, and then it goes into normal, and then he does it again, and then it's like, oh, that was actually a delusion in between. But I'm wondering if those change or not. I mean, I don't know. We won't know until we skip through the game later to get other routes. But I'm kind of wondering. Because, although, I mean, I don't know. Because I didn't really check the guide, and I don't know, but I thought when I was bringing it up just to see what the corkboard things were, just to make sure I got them right, that they said something about, like, saving in certain places or whatever, so you don't have to skip through the whole game. And it's kind of like, but you kind of want to, because you have the delusions. The delusion triggers, but maybe they don't do anything? I don't know. It seems kind of stupid if they don't do anything, aside from, like, just a fun way to go through the game. You know what I mean? Then, like, it would just be a static and visual novel then. You wouldn't even have poking around or anything to do, so, eh. Over half of the report was filled with specialized language that I didn't really understand. But by desperately connecting the words I didn't know, I managed to make some sense out of the report. And there's no way. I was stunned. Was that really possible? The girl who cried to us for help was being experimented on here? And the point of those experiments was to alter the human brain to give it supernatural powers? I mean, I was just thinking, that explained why Shinjo and Kunisada were talking about psychics. And that was the commonality that I suspected was lurking behind the murders. Hey, Kunisada caught me looking and threatened me in a low voice. I didn't have time to worry about that. Is this true? It's like science fiction. She looked unhappy but gave in. The experiments seem to have been going on for quite a while. Actually, it's safe to assume the entire point of this hospital is to camouflage those experiments. This whole hospital? Yeah. But is it still... Huh? Are those experiments still going on? If that was true, was she still here? No, they were canceled after a certain event. Something... They were canceled exactly 6 years ago on November 6th, 2009. Is that the day of the Shibuya earthquake? 'Cause something went crazy. Oh, it's like when they break the containment unit in the fucking Ghostbusters and all the ghosts come out and start haunting shit. That's exactly what this... Like, the earthquake was caused by the containment unit malfunctioning and all the psychic powers went and stuck themselves into people. Oh my god! I have psychic powers because I'm being haunted by them or some shit. It's not the best analogy, but you get what I'm saying. Like, you've seen Ghostbusters. Like, they're like, we're gonna turn this off, and then it explodes, and like all the ghosts come out, and they're like, you just fucked everybody. Good job, dude. Like, that's basically like the Shibuya earthquake, and they're like, fuck! Yeah. Just... Well, we didn't do it. Nothing happened. It was a weird phenomenon. Had nothing to do. But like the lights seen around the city, you know what I mean? Like, there's some kind of tie to this place, and that's why then the psychic juju got out. I don't know. Like, laser beams, aliens, something. I don't know. Anyway, the earthquake caused too much damage for them to continue their research. No, that's not right. This hospital was well away from the epicenter. There was no damage at all. Then why? That's what I'm trying to find out. Kunisada stopped short and clicked her tongue. She must have decided she'd told us too much. Too late, bitch. We're besties now. Just stay quiet. She pushed me away from the screen lightly. It looked like she didn't want me to read anymore. Huh? What's this? Kunisada's hand froze on the mouse. She was staring intently at the screen. Then she started to talk to herself. The effect of the 11th Vorschach on the brain. The 11th? She just knocked me away so they couldn't see the screen, but I couldn't help but lean forward. Her voice was just that strange. What's wrong? There's only 10 Vorschach tests. I've never heard of an 11th. Shut up, you! Kunisada turned around and glared at me. When she did, I caught a glimpse of the monitor. Show it to us. The screen was filled with thumbnails of the different Vorschach tests. I counted this as 10. Oh yeah, because this is figure X. I was like, I counted up to 10. This looks like lungs. Doesn't it kind of look like lungs? But like weird lungs. Like... like lungs that turn into like an enchanted forest or some shit. I don't know. It's like weird. But... And Kunisada was just about to click on this mysterious 11th Vorschach. Show us. Kunisada clicked to open the file. Oh my god, it's going to be the Sumo Stickers, isn't it? When she did... Ah! I'm just kidding. Oh, everyone. Ah! We all screamed. Is it the Sumo Stickers? I mean, that kind of looks like... Hold on a second. I can't point. That kind of looks like a mouth on... Like, I get... Maybe? There's a mouth on the top. I don't... Like, it looks like the very top thing in the middle is kind of like the bottom, like, of a nose and the mouth, like, anime kind of style. But then I don't see the... I'm trying to see the... And there's like two like people on their knees reaching their hands out to each other on the bottom, and they got some kind of like, I don't know, weird ass wings or some shit, I guess. I don't know. Those white things kind of look like dragons. I wish I could point with my pointer because I can't point at the TV. Like, not the thing in the direct middle, but off to the right and left of either one. They kind of almost look like they have an eye and a beat, like a weird dragon head, and then there's like a white apostrophe over there by it. Like, anyway, if you see it, you see it. I don't know. Or gargoyle maybe or something. I don't know, but I'm trying to see the sumo face in it. I don't see it. I'm squinting at it, but I can't really see it. I don't know. Anyway. Everyone screamed. What appeared on the screen was the sumo sticker? I don't see it. I'm trying to see it, but I don't. What am I missing? Like, clearly I'm blind. I don't know. Oh, see, we're having a delusion now. Interesting. What was going on? I felt sick. I couldn't stand. I collapsed to the floor. I wonder if these change depending on... I'm curious. I'm really curious. That'd be fucking amazing. Like, later you go and, like, because I thought it did, but, like, I'm not sure. Maybe I'm just making shit up, but felt like something was crawling up from the bottom of my intestines. I still don't see the sumo guy. Something was bugs. Tiny, slimy bugs with lots of little feet were crawling up from my stomach and my throat, scattering disgusting fluids behind them as they moved. Oh, that's gross. The disgusting crawling sensation passed through my throat and out into my mouth. The hell were these things? Stop it! Help me! I feel sick. Help me! Get out of my body! Taku? Taku, snap out of it, Taku! Huh? Did I fall asleep? Oh my god. We're just talking about Dollhouse, and that's literally like, did I fall asleep? For a little while. Oh my god. No, that wasn't it. That was too on topic. Wow. I looked at the screen and gotten sick. And then passed out? Where was I? My head felt awfully cold. It feels kind of good. I could hear Sarika's voice, but I couldn't see her. Where was I? Look at Shin! Ito was here? You and I are matching, Taku! Matching? What is she talking about? We're still delusional. When I looked to the side and saw it, my head cleared instantly. Sarika was next to me, lying in the same kind of seat I'd seen the girl in the vision sitting in. What was strange was her head. There was something on top of it, slimy and pink. No, that wasn't it. That was her brain. Her skull is open, isn't it? That was her brain. The top of Sarika's skull was completely gone, with several electrodes sticking out of what remained. I suddenly heard a high-pitched voice from the other side. It took some time before I realized that the voice belonged to Ito. That's how insane it sounded. Oh yeah, I am pretty sure that we have influenced these delusions, which is amazing. But I kind of feel like in certain situations like this, like there couldn't be good delusions, even if we did all good. Or if we didn't do any, I could see where we didn't have any of these. You know what I mean? But I can't see if we did all good delusions that we'd be like, oh, now we're all having a big orgy. Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, how would they do this? But it's curious because this would be amazing if, depending on the choices you made more negative than positive, you're getting these negative delusions now. You know what I mean? I couldn't tell if Ito was screaming in pain or pleasure. His brain was exposed and part of it seemed to be missing. Doesn't this feel good, Taku? I tried to move, but I was held down tight and couldn't budge. Let me go! Let me go! Let me go! Don't move. I heard a cold voice from above my head. And the voice was, I'll make you just like him now, so stay put. Something cold touched my head. At least, that's how it felt. You know what's really funny? We're always imagining her torturing us, so I'm just curious what that means. We saw her as the sumo head that was trying to eat people. We're seeing her as, like, ripping her skull open. Like, it felt good. Like my brain was gonna melt. And soon I... Did they mean to capitalize that O? Soon I wasn't sure where I ended and the rest of the world began. Oh. The rest of the world began. Like, we're missing the A and the E. What? Interesting. Delusion end. Huh? Where was I? Did I fall asleep? I was back in the basement? Taku, are you okay? Huh? Yeah, I'm alright. Can you stand up? Here. Ito slowly helped me to my feet. Sorry, what happened to me? A creepy sticker suddenly appeared on the screen and you got scared. Then you tripped and hit your head. I see. I rubbed the back of my head and sure enough, there was a big bump. She just didn't give a fuck. That's funny. Kunisada was staring at me from in front of the screen. I thought she was going to complain again, but instead she pulled me up to look at the screen. There's something I want you to tell me. Come here. Oh, if it's that sticker, I'd rather not. I don't feel well. No, that's not it. Just come here. First you want me not to look? Then you want me to look? What? Fine. Since it was clear that she wasn't going to take no for an answer, I stood next to her. This is the file I want you to look at. Kunisada tapped the report on the screen with her nails. It was found that the 11th Vorschach, that image you just saw, had some kind of effect, and the first experiments were performed in 2007, it says. 2007 was 2 years before the Shibuya quake. That was right about the time people started to see the Sumo Stickers, if I remembered right. Interesting. So they started putting them around to see if it would tweak people on the people that tweaked, so they were like, yeah, whatever. And that was the same year we'd snuck in here to find out the truth about the urban legend of Amy. That's where we got our powers. Sarika has them, I'm telling you, magic on door unlocking abilities. I took the mouse and read the next part. I am concerned for her. I do think she's going to die. It was found that those with the potential to cause event variations responded differently to the 11th Rorschach than other subjects. This phenomenon was first observed in subject number 79, Senri Mina Misawa. That's what's-her-face, Kunisada, what's-her-face's friend. Not Kunisada. There's too many K names in this. There's Kurusu, Kunisado, Kazuki, but Kurusu, yeah. That's her friend. And then I stopped scrolling down the screen. There was a picture of a girl there. Well, do you know this girl? Taku, this girl. Remember her. That was the girl. Oh my god, the girl we saw was Kurusu's friend. That was the girl we'd seen that day. But like... Wasn't that her friend? Because isn't Mina Misawa, isn't that... I thought that was her friend, and she was there, but like, here's the thing. Didn't... I thought, well, okay, Kurusu thought she died in the thing. And when we recognize her name, because didn't Kawahara tell us her name? Save me! That was the girl who'd seen us and begged for help. Kunisada looked at me. This is the friend you were saying might be kept here, right? Yes. I wasn't sure how to answer, but I decided to keep up the lie that she was my friend. Well, not totally. The truth was that I only just now learned that her name was Senri Mina Misawa. Mina Misawa, yeah. I see. But Kunisada looked very sad. I didn't know she was even capable of looking that way. She stared at the picture of Senri Mina Misawa on the screen. I don't like you, but I'm willing to show respect for the fact that you've never forgotten your friend who suffered here. Huh? Her eyes grew just a little bit softer. But I felt a cold sweat as I looked at them. No. It wasn't out of friendship that I'd never been able to forget the girl named Senri Misawa. It was because she was in my nightmare. But I couldn't say that. All I could do was try and make it hard to tell what I was really thinking. You wanted to save her, but you couldn't. But that's not your fault. You don't need to blame yourself. That's not it. That's not what happened. I've been too afraid to save her and I'd abandon her. What's she doing now, I wonder? Kunosato didn't realize what I was thinking, though. She called up more data on the girl called Senri Misawa. Since she showed special symptoms in response to the 11th image, she was the subject of rather forceful experiments, but she survived. Forceful experiments? The kind that could kill you? When I heard that, I almost threw up. I did my best to keep Kunosato from finding out. But she was close to the epicenter of the Shibuya quake, and ever since then she's been missing. Missing? Oh. So we think she's dead. She's not. She's not dead. Oh, no. More precisely, this facility shut down right after the earthquake, so there's no data on her. But there's a good chance that she didn't survive the quake. Oh, well, you said missing, and now we're like, I see. It was horrible, but I felt a little less like throwing up. At least she hadn't died because of the experiments, or because we'd abandoned her. Hearing that made me feel like I'd been forgiven a little. You were also little children. I mean, although technically, well, no, it was only 6 years ago. Well, you were like, what, 11 maybe? You were still too young to be in this facility and they would have captured you and like, you know what I mean? There was really nothing you could do at 11 years old. That's kind of sad. A violent sense of self-hatred overcame me again. I'm sorry, Senri Misawa. She'd been practically tortured here as part of those experiments and then been caught in the earthquake. But And then I felt something tugging at the edge of my memories. Misawa. Hadn't I heard that name somewhere before? But then, where? And from who? Kawahara. Huh? But... Before I could think about it any further, Ito spoke up hesitantly. What? You said that this facility shut down. Well, that doesn't make any sense. There's still people here, right? And there's also that little girl. Yeah, you're right. We followed that little girl down here. This place was abandoned. What's she doing here? Oh, that? Kunosato closed the file on Senri Misawa, and her face took on its usual cool, emotionless expression. This place is now being used as an institution to house subjects who encountered trouble during their experiments. Trouble? During their experiments? It's an underground prison for patients whose brains were damaged in failed experiments, or who simply went insane. Some are kept locked in cells, and some aren't. A cold chill ran through my body. La, la, la. You can't mean... That's impossible. That's horrible. These people are willing to do anything to achieve their goals. These are the kinds of people you're up against. And that's why I warned you at the start. Kunosato opened another file. According to this, there are still around 20 people being kept here. She scrolled down the page and a new picture appeared. Oh, wait! That girl! Yuki Yamazoe. Rank A. You can't read what she's saying. I was just trying to see if there was anything else. Huh. Attending Dr. Norose. That was the girl we'd been following. That's gotta be her, Taku. Her name is Yuki Yamazoe? It looks like she was originally part of the experiments, too. Huh? Ruru? The shattering revelation was presented to us as a mere matter of fact, as if it was the most ordinary thing imaginable. Sarika covered her hand with her mouth, and her eyes went wide. Then she had suffered the same fate as Senri Misawa. She got free reign of the hospital, though. Fortunately, she managed to survive all the experiments without losing her sanity, and now she's been given the job of caring for the patients on this floor. Caring for the patients? She's like 10. I thought she was a criminal who'd stolen my smartphone and threatened me. And what's more, I thought she was either connected to the killer or maybe that she was the killer herself. Now I wasn't sure. Now stop. Don't let yourself be fooled by her looks or her past. In that situation, she was the only one who could have picked up my phone. And if she was a test subject here, she might have some kind of power, too. You need something like that if you wanted to make a call from a canceled smartphone. It's just amazing how we're like, yeah, it had to be magic powers. As my mind raced, Kunisada was checking out every bit of data on the machine. I wonder what would happen. Like, you're so used to your life the way it is, but if all of a sudden, like, you know, you watch movies and you're like, these people are just all of a sudden aliens, and they're like, wait, what? Okay. Would you be like that? If they were like aliens, and you were like, oh, you're actually an alien. Wow. How would you take it? You know what I mean? Like, how would anybody really react? I mean, I imagine there'd be like, either like, ah, freaking panic, or you'd lock yourself up because you'd be like, I'm clearly hallucinating aliens, doctor. Like, you'd think you were having some kind of nervous breakdown. Or you'd be like, okay, I guess, sure. All right, and maybe go, but it's like, it's one of those things that you're just like, you think you'd react a certain way, but you know you're going to be the complete opposite. You know, if all of a sudden they were like, magic powers, you'd be like, what? Really? Are we in the, did we fall into a sci-fi movie? What is happening here? Like, just really curious. Because, like, sometimes you play games like this and he's just like, yeah, she totally had to have magic powers to access my phone. And you're like, you're just taking this so, like, huh, psychic powers, huh? Yeah, makes sense. Like, we're so easy breezy about it. And yet I feel like it's something you should be like, wait, no, I can't. What? I can't do this. This is like trying to tell me 2 + 2 is 87. I'm not sure how you're getting that math, but it doesn't compute, you know? But we're just like, yeah, 2 + 2, 87. It makes sense. I see, yeah. I wouldn't have ever thought that, but I totally get where you're coming from. Like, what? So bizarre. Anyway. But the results of the experiment showed that only 0.1% of subjects were able to manifest a dye sword. The experiments were judged a failure, and it was decided that another course should be pursued. I knew it. Those idiot scientists. Kunisada sounded uncharacteristically ticked off as she closed all the folders and turned off the PC. Dye sword? It's supposed to be D-sword, but I'm assuming it's dye, because D-I, you know what I mean. That strange word snapped me out of my reverie. It seemed that it was what she was looking for. I looked at her, hoping for some kind of answer, but she just glared back at me with terrifying eyes. Time's up. We're leaving. Huh? Oh, that's Ito. Huh? If we stay here any longer, they'll find us. But we still haven't found what we're here for. Your plan was terrible to begin with. You don't even know the layout of this facility, do you? Well, no, but... She was right. I snuck in here as a child, but that was all. And we didn't even know that at the time. I didn't remember the details. Huh. Then there's no point in even looking. She was right, damn it, but... There must be some way... I looked around the room and saw the rows of monitors. If they were on, they could at least tell us what was going on around the facility. Maybe they could tell us where Yuki Yamazawa was. What's wrong, Miyashiro? I'm looking for the power source for those monitors. If we can turn them on, then maybe... It's useless. We don't even know if the observation system is even functional. Flips them. They all just came on. Sarika, what did you do? We have delusions. She's got switchy powers. She can turn monitors on, unlock doors. I'm just saying, I don't know. Huh? Suddenly the room was bathed in pale light. All of the monitors on the wall turned on. It's definitely Sarika. What? All we could do was gasp. What we thought were security cameras were showing. What? I can't tell. Oh god. Hundreds of Sumo Stickers. Huh? I almost screamed. I was so surprised. You know what the funny thing is? He hasn't put together. She was like showing them that thing that looks like the sumo stickers. That's why they put the sumo stickers around. It was supposedly. Okay, wait. So the center eye, I could see that in the Rorschach. But I don't see anything else there. You know what I mean? I get that part is there, but I need this overlaid over it to be like, okay. But they said that made the test, like the patients, the people with psychic abilities or whatever, like flip the fuck out. And we have not put together that we get physically nauseous and flip the fuck out when we see this and extremely uncomfortable. And so does Serica. Like, we pass out when we see this. So we have not put together that she said, like, oh, people with psychic abilities flip the fuck out when they see it and it makes them physically uncomfortable. And also, what's-her-face? Arimura was like that when Watabe was puking up the stickers. We were both extremely uncomfortable about the stickers. And even she was like, no, the stickers make me uncomfortable. When we were talking about when what's-his-face showed her the sticker in the coffee shop and everything. So, like, hi. We already knew Arimura had some kind of power. You know, because basically Kunasato made that comment. We kind of already knew we did. Because, hello. Serica is the one that you're not supposed... I don't know if you're supposed to know, but, like, our doors unlock around her. These things just turned on, and she also feels sick about these stickers. So either she is full of shit and she's spying on us and pretending, and she's the bitch that's gonna kill us, or she has some kind of psychic abilities and we just don't know about it. But, like, it's funny that we haven't put the pieces together of what Kunasato said. Like, we haven't... Wait, you said that when people see this, it makes them nauseous and pass out? Yeah. Wait, I get nauseous and pass out, and then she's like, now it's time to die. Anyway, I almost screamed. I was so surprised. Taku, I'm scared. See? Inside the monitors on the wall was face after... Well, was face after sumo sticker face. I got really confused. I was expecting it was face after face, and I was like, was face after sumo... What? I didn't finish reading it. It was face after sumo sticker face, all looking at me. What was this? What was going on? I kind of was wondering at first if these were the... Oh my god, we're having a delusion again. If this was... They're inciting our delusions. But I was kind of wondering then if when they came on, I was like, well, maybe it's not the sumo stickers. Maybe we're looking out through... Remember, like, the weird... Blink, blink, blink. The sumo sticker was watching us? You know, type of a thing? On all the crime scenes? Well. Huh? Where am I? Hey, don't fall asleep. Kunasato. Huh? I was back in the chair. Was this a dream? Which was the dream? I know, right? You're like, wait a minute. Maybe that's the delusion. If the whole game was like this, where we flipped back and forth to this weird delusion, and then the reality and delusion, and then we found out that actually these things that you're seeing that seem like delusions, that's actual reality, and the rest of it's all in your head, and she's doing some kind of weird experiments on you, I would not have been surprised. Now I might be. Well, now I might not be because I said it, but you know what I mean? Because these always seem like delusions, and we were always. But then again, maybe that's why we've been choosing delusions the whole time. Well, no, because those were not like this fits, like we think we're in a room looking at stuff, and then all of a sudden we're in a chair being experimented on, and then we're back in the room like nothing happened, and like you could see in sci-fi movies where this would be the reality, like, oh my god, we're slipping out, and she's like, put him back in the delusion! And then we go back in the delusion, and we're like, wow, I had a delusion, it was weird, and she's like, uh-huh! Because what we think is real is the delusion, you know what I'm saying? But, like, I don't know how they would explain we went about our normal life, and then I had delusions of girls making out, and that was absolutely what was happening. Because you know what I mean? That wouldn't make any sense. Like, anyway. Was I dreaming of being in this chair? Or had I been dreaming of being in the monitoring room? And that's exactly it, right? You're like, which one's real? Yeah. My head felt really cold. Oh, that's right. They'd opened my skull. You've got a nice brain, huh? Did I? It's all pink and wrinkly, and it looks delicious. Should I be happy about that? Of course. Now then, time for dinner. Oh god, do not do a Hannibal Lecter and feed me my own brain. Kunosato grinned with glee and took something metallic out of her pocket. A spoon? Ew! The human brain tastes best when you eat it while still alive. Huh? Who knew? Okay, here I go. Ugh, gross. Don't eat my brain! Ugh. Slurp. I'm gonna... Okay, that's gross. She was eating it. Kunosato was eating my brain. Oh, man. I can't stop. Okay. This might make me gag more than the sumo stickers being puked out of Watabe's stomach. I never thought that it would feel so good when someone ate my brain. I mean, if you're using it as a metaphor, but like literally, I'm not making slurpy noises. I'm just gonna make me vomit. More. Eat more. Eat me. Okay, you're turning this oddly sexual, which is just wildly inappropriate for how gross this is. Ugh! The noises are a little too creepy. Okay. Again? I had another weird delusion. I quickly shook my head and slapped my cheeks to snap me out of it. Ugh. Oh, that's Erica. I don't like these. I feel sick. Sarika and Ito looked unhappy. Really? Ito too? Interesting. It was because of the sumo stickers displayed on the monitors. Maybe Ito is secretly the murderer and he knows and he's pretending. Well, I've always just been thinking it's got to be one of the girls, because, like, I'm sure all of our routes are all the girls, right? Because we have 5 different endings, and we've got, like, Arimura, we've got Kurusu, we've got Sarika, we've got Kazuki, and we got Kunosato, right? And maybe, unless Sarika dies, because I'm still worried about that, then we got some other mysterious route that I don't know about. Unless it's, like, little creepy girl, maybe. You know what I mean? But that would be weird, because, like, I don't know if they get romancy, you know what I mean? But you think that it's those girls, because they're like, they'll be our future girlfriend. We go down their route, and then they're our future girlfriend. So, Ito could be the bad, because I believe Sarika has powers, and she's going to end up dead. That's what I'm afraid of. But I'm just kind of concerned about Ito being like, I feel sick. Really? You too? Really? Really? Come on, Ito, you're just trying to be like us? Anyway. It was because of the sumo stickers displayed on the monitors. I looked at the monitors once more, trying my best to avoid the sumo stickers. Although everyone can maybe have an because of the, like, earthquake and the damage and everybody who survived could be like, you got a little bit of something that's like, we got a little bit of the psychic poison in us, and some of us develop powers, and then people like Ito are just like, they make me uncomfortable. But if they did some tests on him, they'd be like, he's kind of useless. Like, he's basically got no abilities. They just make him uneasy. You know? Is that the inside of this hospital? Some of the monitors were showing the inside of the hospital, but some were looking somewhere else. Street corners on Shibuya, signs, under bridges, alleyways, overpasses, train station staircases, store walls. And then I realized all of the monitors with sumo stickers. My bird is talking. Now he's in the other room and he's chirping happily. And my bird is now chirping to him. And they're talking back and forth through the wall. Whatever. I'll get him in a minute. Are from security cameras outside the hospital. Some of them I knew. Hey, that's my house. That was a spot where Kurusu had been attacked. Of course there were sumo stickers there. Oh, of course there were sumo stickers there anyway. I see. So they've been searching. Searching? Remember what that file said. People capable of causing special event variations react strongly to the 11th image. Kunosato pointed to a corner of one of the monitors. I quickly looked away before I got a direct look at the sumo sticker. In other words, whoever was using this place put up the 11th Vorschach image all over Shibuya and used these cameras to find people who reacted to it. And yet we still have not pieced together! She literally just repeated it. And we have not pieced together that we get delusions every time we see it and maybe we have psychic brain powers. I'm just saying. And then they took them here and did those horrible experiments? Here we go. Ugh. I remembered what I'd seen happen to Senri Mina Misawa, and I felt like I was going to throw up again. And then Kunosato made a sharp noise. Where you going? You can't go to see him. I'm sorry. I'll get him in a minute. She put her hand on one of the monitors to brush away the dust, then stared at it. It showed something moving around a dark room. There was no Sumo sticker there. It wasn't an image of Shibuya or the hospital above, so it was probably showing one of the rooms down here. That girl! It was definitely the girl. On the screen, she was saying something to an old person lying on a bed and gently wrapping belts around their arms and legs. Let's go get her! Hurry, it's almost time for security to come by. The girl was my only clue as to where my smartphone was, which meant that we had to find the room on the monitor. Kunisada suddenly told me that she knew where it was. She'd been so uncooperative so far, I had no idea why she suddenly decided to help. When she saw the girl, she suddenly said that she'd go with us. She wants to kidnap her. Of course, I knew her well enough by now. She wasn't helping us. She'd simply taken an interest in that girl. At least that was how I saw it. True. As we moved down the dim hallway, the temperature dropped and the humidity went up. It's cold and humid. That sounds gross. This is it. She stopped in front of a door with strange words on the plate. Confinement room 3. Kunisada opened the door a little, taking care to make as little noise as possible. I peeked inside. And there I saw a world that I'd only ever seen in movies. There were rows of beds in the room. See, like, if he chirped like that, like the way he's chirping to you now, all happy and cute, he wouldn't have to get punished and thrown in the other room. It's literally just put him away so I can't hear him scream. But he's quiet in there. No, you don't start shrieking. I'll get him in a minute. And there were what appeared to be prisoners lying on them. They had different ages and sexes. Some were old and some seemed young. And one of them I recognized. It was the old lady that the girl had been walking with before. 21398. Oh, that's a man. 213-98571. 798-357. Some were screaming. Some were counting numbers endlessly. Hey, you know you don't make that noise. I told you I will get him in a minute. You calm down. You calm down. You learn patience. Don't be screaming. One was a girl who was endlessly chewing her food. It seemed unreal. That's fine. You play for a few minutes. I remembered the woman with the baby carriage I'd passed before and felt cold sweat forming on my palms. And this is severe OCSD, overeating and chewing caused by damage to the hypothalamic area, hemispatial neglect caused by damage to the cerebral hemisphere. All of them have had their brains messed with. Hemispatial neglect, the inability of a person to recognize stimuli that occur on either their left or right side, caused by some form of damage to the brain. For example, if a patient with this disability was asked to draw a picture of an analog clock, they would only be able to draw half of the numbers. This is because while their eyes see the entire clock, the brain is only able to recognize half of it. Hey! No! Don't! You don't make that noise and you know! Chewing, a type of eating disorder seen in mental patients, refers to the act of endlessly chewing one's food rather than chewing and then swallowing it. OCSD. Short for obsessive-compulsive spectrum disorders, a spectrum of disorders with obsessive-compulsive qualities, such as the compulsion to repeatedly wash one's hands to wipe away an invisible stain. Disorders such as autism and Asperger's syndrome are also considered part of the spectrum. Really? And then everyone here, they can't be easily disposed of, so they're kept here. Wow. They're so humane that they're like, we'll just let them suffer. Really? You tortured these people. You at least put them out of their misery. We can't do that. That would be unethical. What? Seriously? I'm just kidding. For a moment, the tone of her voice changed. It felt like there was a pale flame burning somewhere deep within her voice. I think she wants to kill them. It was a pale flame of rage, which seemed cold at first glance, but was in fact incredibly hot. Taku... Sarika tugged at my sleeve and whispered. She pointed at a bed in the back with her other hand. I could see something moving past what looked like a curtain. I'm sorry. It's a little cramped, but please endure it. When you wake up, we can go for another walk, okay? Oh, yes. I'm coming. Just wait. Someone appeared from within the curtain. Girl. That's her! That's the girl! I never kind of had time, but... The girl in the file, Yuki Yamazoe, didn't seem to notice us. She moved around from one patient to another, doing her best to take care of them. Good. She's still sane. I could hear Kunasato whisper. How do I get my phone back from her? I don't know if she'll listen to me if I ask her for it, and if she sets off an alarm. I'm getting her out of here. Once she's out, you can ask her whatever you want about your phone. Huh? It took me a moment to figure out what she was saying. She's gonna kidnap her. I told you. But by the time I did that, she'd flung open the door to the room and leapt inside. Ha-ha! Yuki Yamazoe's eyes went wide at this sudden intruder. Kunasato grabbed her hand. Who are you? Ah! All the patients started to scream, afraid of the sudden commotion. Everyone, please calm down. It's all right. Yamazoe looked around the room and tried her best to calm the people there, even as Kunasato held onto her arm. Just come with me. Huh? Security will see us. Hurry up. Who are you? What's going on? I'm setting you free from this place. No, don't. Stop. The girl named Yuki Yamazoe went pale and tried to free herself from Kunasato's grip. She was completely in a panic. Kunasato must have decided that there was nothing to be gained by talking, because she quickly moved around behind her and put her arm on the girl's carotid artery. Stop! You do not make that screaming noise. You know better. You don't. I told you I will get him in a minute. Fucking assholes. Both of them. And then she applied a very light pressure. You are fine. I know you hear him. I will get him, but you do not scream. You can play nice until I get him in a minute. I just wanted this part to get to the point where it could end, but Yuki Yamazoe moaned for just an instant, and then she slumped backwards into Kunasato's arms. You're gonna go in there with him in a minute. She seemed to have passed out. Hey. Yes? Time's up. Get separated from me and I leave you. What happens after that, I don't care. Huh? If you don't want to end up like these guys, follow me. She put the unconscious girl on her back and then ran outside the room without bothering to wait for us. I was stunned at her speed, but there was no time for hesitating. Oh no, wait, Ito! I motioned to Sarika and Ito and ran out into the hallway. Okay, I'm gonna stop here because both of these fuckers are pissing me off. And we're basically at a good stopping point, so... yeah, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.